tough breaks there, Mitch, at the end. Getting rebounds, loose balls.
Yeah, a couple possessions there in the balance that you mentioned. Give them credit. They made some shots. It's one of those games that just feel bad for the guys because I think they fought their butts off, and give credit to New York for finishing it out.
You mentioned pregame and Remy's a big moment guy. Just talk about what you saw from the get-go, doing everything.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of imposing his will and leaving his imprint to the game. I thought he did a good job. Strong catches, finishes, and drives to the rim. Obviously, he made some shots. Did a good job defensively. Thought we were connected as a team, and sometimes that allowed his individual skill set on that end to shine through.
As far as the fundamental stuff that you always talk about, you kind of want to stretch.
We're a young team, so it's a constant. You know, it's one of those, you just continuously work at it, and at some point it becomes habitual, and there's not really a timetable or a goal you're working towards. You just stay with it, and at some point it just happens. And I think that's part of the fun, but also part of the difficult part of the process is you're just working for a never-ending goal.
There was too loud environment in 2 days in Philadelphia and here. How do you think your team learned from this experience?
We know when we talk about the road's tough. These are two great places and tough places to play. And when you're on the road, you got to put teams away and probably finish a few more possessions a little bit tougher, a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more connected, a little bit more communicative than you do at home. And that's the nature of sports. Any sport at any level, teams are all saying the same stuff. But I think we've gotten a good glimpse now in 2 games where we've done some really good things, and there's a lot left for room for improvement to try to finish out those games and turn losses into wins.
Number of plays tonight when you guys were on defense and it's not you, where the Knicks look like, okay, it looks like there's a lane to the basket, it looks like there's a lane to the shot, but they don't go for it because Victor is somewhere within the vicinity. Obviously, he's so tall and long, and that's a massive part of it, but what is it about Johnson, just kind of his placement, his mind defensively, that allows him to be so good at deterring that many shots?
Yeah, that's, there's the blocks or stats, but there's a tons of turn down shots or don't drives that you just mentioned that go into it. I think that's where, when we can be connected at times where something happens, the next thing, whether it's a drive or a pass to the second side or offensive rebound, and sometimes those guys can fan out or rotate differently to try to keep Victor in those areas, and I think that's something we've gotten better at, and you start to see, again, where he can be so effective in that, but then the others around him.
Do you feel like you can do more stuff with the other 4 guys more defensively? Like it allows you to do more stuff with the other 4 guys because of his versatility?
Yeah, I don't know if it's more, but just unique, so I guess that would be more. Like, I think there's some things you can do in a creative way. But, again, it takes all 5 then to be connected, because if he's over here just playing on his own and then they're doing something else, that's where sometimes the miscommunication or, the cracks can come into play. So it's something to build and has great potential, but it does take a lot of time and reps at. But they've gotten better. Yeah, sorry. No, you're good.
About the excitement that some of your players would have at the start of the game. It seemed like this moment wasn't too big for them, like they were up for it. Did you get that sense as the game was going along?
I thought their approach was great. Yeah, and I didn't know, but I didn't feel like it was going to be too big of a moment. I thought the energy and the excitement was in a positive way. I thought they felt they were right where they were supposed to be, and I thought they played like that for the most part. He had a heck of a game. Hit some tough shots. Definitely some things that I probably could have done to try to get the ball out of his hands. It's tough when you got Jalen Brunson over there, and I think when you go back to it, the 17 offensive rebounds hurt us, a couple of turnovers, maybe, you live with some of those tough shots, but when you compound all those things, guy has a game like that with the turnovers and offensive rebounds, and it's a possession game. They get 17 more shots than us. It's a tough team to beat if they get 17 more shots than you. A tough team to beat equal. All right, Merry Christmas.